What up? It's your boy Liby on Militant Platform, and welcome to another episode of Contrast Podcast with the ambassador representing Chakra TV. Today has been hard, heavy. Um, yeah, I don't know how we we can start this episode. It's just kind of, you know. So the ambassador, what's up?
Yeah, as you said, it's been a heavy day,
Mm-hmm.
kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
I think as you recall, really early Cameroon time, I sent a message to Robert like, is this true? And that was
Yeah,
when I saw it somewhere in the night, but I
yeah,
felt like it's just those, how can I even call it?
like prank or media stunt
That
or
kind of thing or buzz. Like
yeah,
I was really feeling like he wanted to release, like he put out this thing first about he's not going to release anything till another artist is going to put out a song that beats what
yeah.
what he put out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
just felt like this guy wants to release something and he's just pushing it all the way to see how people react.
Mm.
Then I got up this morning and saw it in a couple of other places. Then I sent the message to the group like, is this true?
Yeah. Mm, when I saw that, let's just say a few minutes or hours after it happened, I got the information
Yeah.
from somebody, but it was from a blogger. But I just thought the person was, joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told the person, "Is that true? Are you really serious?" Like the guy didn't reply again. It was Victor. So I went and wrote Fish on his WhatsApp. He had two ticks, and I was like, "Okay, I have two tick. Maybe the guy." When he
Yeah,
sees
that
it,
didn't
maybe
take
he'll
it.
reply. Yeah, I say,
Yeah.
okay, maybe when he sees it, he'll reply. He'll reply. Then I stayed when it went to an hour. On Jay Martin's status, he posted a video, and I was like, wait, because on the video, I couldn't identify that was him. So I asked Jay Martin,
Yeah.
is that really him? Are you guys sure? Then the next one came in, I was like, fuck. And even after seeing the video, I still couldn't fathom or believe
Yeah.
that it actually happened, that it has happened, you know. So
Yeah, so
it's
it's one of those things. I don't know if you can recall the last conversation we had about him where I was telling you like you should reach out to him because you said you're in contact with him and we're
yeah,
like,
of course. One of those things to reach out to him. Actually, there's a conversation when he said that thing that he's not going to release music until somebody drops music that will surpass his previous work. You know, when
yeah,
that was making buzz and making all those headlines, the reason I never said anything about that, or the reason when the topic came up I did not comment about it, is because he told me he's working on his album. So no, like very few people knew he was working on his album. He told me,
yeah,
yeah, I'm like currently working on his album. Like before getting to the Biggie house, he was already working on the album before getting into the house. So when he came out, he continued working on the album. He told, like, I wanted to put out a screenshot of that conversation, but it was just like, nah, yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
It's cliche to just put it out, but he was currently working on an album. So when he gave out that message, it's not just like, okay, he'll just wait when he hears that kind of a song that he'll go and record a banger and drop. No, he was working on songs on an album.
yeah.
Yeah. So he just said, when I finish the album, I'll get to you and then we can start the promotion, start all those things. So I was waiting. When I heard that accident, I was like, what the? So all these plans and all this gearing up, all these preparations and
That's the life, as
this
we say
thing
out
just
here.
happened like that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So
but I think we had a conversation where I was saying like I'm really afraid for him,
yeah, because
the way things are going.
yeah,
And yeah,
because
people
uh the reason you even told me to reach out to him and talk to him was because of the way you saw things spiraling out of control. Let's
yeah,
see. Yeah, all those guys trying to attack him and everybody, like you, it was like an open target. But we don't know what actually happened on this one. The girl, they said one girl in it survived and she's in the hospital right now. She had, I think they said she had a fracture on the leg, something like that.
so for me it was not even so much because of the open target. It's
Yeah.
just there's a way where you feel like this is not going to end well.
Mm.
I didn't imagine it to end this bad.
No, you
But
mean
I just remember like
financially
when it was
or
the beginning when we were saying when he
yeah,
wins this money, he's going to shoot the video, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. It's
yeah.
an opportunity for him to bounce back and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, even if he gets to use up all the money
Mm-hmm.
and not really get back to a certain standing,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been a bad end. Now, if there's any self-harm, that's another level of bad end, but I didn't imagine
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah, but I just felt like from the way I heard him talking on that day after the accident, the two lives he did after that, the one way he was explaining what happened in the accident, the one way he was like nobody should control his life because he has one
Yeah.
video to sell post can control him and things like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just felt like yeah.
So yeah, so here I would just say like the producers who were working on the album with him, I don't know what they will do now. Maybe it's just to maybe reach out to them and tell them to come like do something like a post. I think they call that thing posthumous album, something like that. I don't know the exact word. Like what they did to like even I even said it out when I heard that thing happen, right? And they said it was an accident. Like when I saw the accident and actually verified that it was him, I was just like, okay, you know what? This guy's been in a couple of accidents. He'll be fine, you know. You like a Tupac
Yeah.
fan, you can recall when they said Pac was shot, you were just like, okay, when Pac get out of the hospital, we are waiting for his song to diss that person, you know, because he has
Yeah.
been shot before. He had been shot before
Most.
so many times, like 5 times, but he came out of the hospital when the last time when he was shot, we were just like, okay, yeah, Pac, that nigga is immune to bullets, you know. It's immune to bullets. He'll come back. It's the same thing with Fish. I was just like, you know, it's just a series of unfortunate events. When this thing
Yeah.
clears up, everything will be fine. I just know that guy, he just has it. But yeah, he was gone. So all the producers, if you guys, any producer he was working with, I know you guys, they have like some of the songs. Maybe they need finishing, or maybe they need something. They can just like we can work something out, complete the project, or maybe have features on them. They release it, the revenue from it is put it towards his daughter or his family, and that like puts it out for that build like his legacy. Because the last conversation we had live, he was just talking about legacy, that was just his plan. He wasn't doing music for like, yeah, he knows many people do music for money, revenue, fame. That's why he was living the way he was living and doing what he did, because he's doing music for legacy. That's why his album had all those various sounds in them. Like the sound, the Nigerian sound had Makosa in it, and he had all these sounds. So he said that was his goal. He wanted to show Cameroonians that because we are Africa in nature, we are Africa in nature not because of the topography or all this. We are Africa in nature because we are surrounded by all these cultures that infiltrate the country, and we absorb all of them. We are a mixture of all of them, you know. So
Yeah.
if we capitalize on all those things, I don't think Cameroon will be unstoppable. Like that was his mindset, and that was his goal. That was the way he was approaching art and music, you know. So I would just want to say these producers, we may talk about how to complete the projects. If there were features on them that need charging, we may see how we may solve that to make it a complete body of work. Then know how we can license it towards his family and all that, so the royalties go to his family, they put it towards his kid when the kid grow up, and yeah, at least put his legacy out there, keep his work alive, something like that. So that's just the best and the only thing I can think of right now for us to do for him. So somebody left
Yeah.
a comment.
For me, I'm still not at the stage to even talk about
Yeah,
post Fish yet. Let it sink in.
yeah, he's asking what really happened. Shock, and at the same time sad in my
I
spirit.
don't think who is
Yeah, the guy is
asking.
yeah, Natalie Suma. She's asking what really happened. She's shocked and at the same time saddened, like in her spirit. Like Natalie, all of
Yeah,
us,
all we
nobody
know it's an
actually know.
accident.
We know he
That's
had an accident. Nobody actually know what happened, or that's why we are saying there's one survivor one girl who survived in the car. Right now, I don't think that person can be even if the person is conscious but the right frame of mind to even start saying anything at the moment, near death experience, that's a life-changing experience for anybody, for any person who can actually witness, like like in front of your eyes, like you see death coming like this and you survive it. At that point in time, that's why some people just change. You see somebody go through a death, an experience like that, come back and you don't recognize the person again. That kind of experience change people completely, you know, because your view of life changed. So we don't know what happened.
They said they were going to Boya for a show.
Yeah.
Or were they coming back for a show?
They were going to Boya for a show. They were still going. But yeah, they were going to Boya for a show, and the way the car was messed up, it was like they were on high speed. The way the car was really messed up because, yeah, the one full throttle. So when she recovers and she's actually in the right state to actually convey or say what happened, then we may get details of what actually led to that. Let's just hope she makes it first. Let's just hope and pray she does.
Yeah.
And nobody knows her name. Like, I think her name has not been disclosed. At first, we thought it was the baby mom. But somebody is saying it's not her. Some blogs are saying it's not her. So, we don't know who the lady is and if she's willing or actually willing to disclose her identity after that and tell us what happened then. Okay, if she still doesn't want to say it, then we understand, because those kind of experiences mess people up. But you mess your psyche. It makes you view things differently, you know. So, Natalie, same as you. We are still waiting to confirm what happened. We don't know yet.
In Cameroon, always says that time of the year, huh?
Yeah, it's the time of the year, truly. Time of the year, and man,
yeah, but I just hope that this is the wake up. I always say this thing, if you can recall why I say that all these very talented people out here who, one, we the people around them, either we encourage them in the way they move, two, at times we ignore them. At times, this talent is a blessing, but at times also a curse. I don't think I'm that talented, so I cannot explain it. But I've been around so many people, I'm like, what is the problem here? So I think, like today, when the news sunk in, I think I was driving to someone. When I pulled up, I was waiting for somebody to come, and I was really thinking like, whoa. So in certain WhatsApp groups, they were sending pictures and people were talking, and I was just like, this is real, huh? I started thinking about all the various talented people I know who are in certain places which are like, if this happens to them, is it when I'm going to start sharing stories and sharing pictures?
Exactly.
And all of that?
See, yeah.
Try and try your best to talk to it. Like the Fhish case, I was like, did I even try to say anything to this guy at the time? But I was there was not much. I'm not that close to him like that. But there are so many other people around us who you really think
right
they're
now,
sinking. Yeah, you really think they're sinking, but you're like, what can I do? Am I God? And you say all of those excuses. But when things like this happen, you start wondering like, did I really do my best? So, and then for the people themselves, I also feel like there is that invisible feelings we have at times, especially when things are going well. And you feel like, yeah, I'm going straight to the top. Nothing can go wrong. I've gone through all these other things and I made it out of it. So, yeah, maybe I'm the chosen one, maybe. But, man, we have seen greater and stronger men go down, and at times it's just humbling to see that it's not a matter of strength, wealth, talent. It's just a matter of being careful and doing your best to stay out of harm's way. At times we even feel like it's because somebody was driving or somebody was drinking We have seen people who did not drink, who did not drive, and
Yeah.
crazy things happen. So you just have
Yeah.
to try your best to just stay out of things which might put you in any compromising situation. Yeah.
Mm.
Especially in Cameroon, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and one of the things, most of these speculations keep coming up because he had a series of unfortunate events that unfolded in front of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this
And
case,
we're
it may
laughing and
not be
making
the.
fun of it and saying it's a movie, but this is not a movie, man.
Yeah, it is like, and all those things that happen, we don't know if all those things are connected to what happened, to what finally took his life. But most people are coming up with these speculations, linking it to that because of the chain of unfortunate events we've been seeing. Like he has been tried to be rushed over with that same car with they say a camion carrying sand before that last time, So they just feel like maybe it's the same. That's like most conspiracy theories are already flying out already. So
I don't believe in all of those things.
yeah, but mine, we don't know because it was in the night, and the way that thing was, the way what I saw there, it shows that that car wasn't cruising; it was speeding.
Yeah.
That car wasn't just cruising.
No.
So we just cannot. When the girl wakes up, that's the only thing we have to closure now, because most people come up with it. Most of this conspiracy theory come up because people want closure. They want to pinpoint or put their finger on something that what actually happened, who did it. Like they want closure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like when a family member dies, you see the family of that person going to a native doctor to say who did it, who killed the person. That's why you see conspiracy theories now trying to. Yeah, you see, native doctor and pastor. Yeah, so you see people just coming up with these conspiracy theories, trying to put one and two together to find closure, to see if they can actually find that missing piece within them that can justify that this is what caused this to happen. So for now, the only thing we have that can give anybody or his fans or anybody that kind of closure is if the girl recovers, if she recovers. So that's all everybody's praying for. She may actually put people's mind to rest by giving them first-hand information of what happened.
Yeah.
So we do not even know the episode of today will be this gloomy, dark, and just woke up today and because when that thing was happening, you guys didn't comment about it in the group. I was just like, I don't think these guys have found out that this thing happened, because I believe it was fucking late in Cameroon there. It was really late. And I'm even surprised, how did these guys get like this blog, J Martin and Victor? How did they get these videos and these footages when it happened and all these things?
Because like in some of the groups that I'm in, we have I'm in groups which is like models of Boya, models of Cameroon, actors of Cameroon. I mean, some of those entertainment groups. And I recall in the model group, that's where they were talking the most. Apparently, some of that were coming from Douala from a show. And they went past the accident when it just happened. One group said they went past, but they did not check who it was. The other group said when they heard it was him, they did not believe. So there are things like that which, Boya Douala is not that far. There are lots of people who are running through that road this December period between events and weddings and birthdays and all of those things. So people are always on that road. So when it happened, a couple of people, that's why I said I first saw it in one of those modeling groups. And I just felt like,
So the same thing they did with Yaoundé Douala Road, where they put a speed limit and charge or they may seize your license or your car if you see you above a speed limit. They should do the same to that road. Because they say if you leave Yaoundé to Douala now, you stay on the road until you're angry. You make almost 5 hours on the road because the car doesn't want to speed up, because they already have limits. Because that road has a lot of accidents. It's the same road where Samuel Etofi had an accident, right? The Douala Yaoundé road. So after that, they just put a restriction, a limit. So
And I think that restriction has been there. I think he had it on the entrance from the west. I cannot recall.
Yeah.
But you know, those roads kind of meet at one point just before entering to Wada.
Mm-hmm.
The road coming from southwest and the road coming from the west. But I cannot recall. I feel like it was the road coming from the west where he had the accident.
Yeah, you left here undergoing to
But
do it.
still, yeah. But still, I think there are many problems. It's not just the speed, though. Speed might be the main thing, but the state of the roads too are crazy. I cannot recall the number of times I've had incidents where you're trying to dodge some crazy pothole and you find yourself in the other lane, and then the other person coming does not slow down. Yeah. Then the size of the road. Then at times too, after 12, you'll meet cows on the road. If you are not careful, yeah, you could have incidents with those cows. Then those large trucks too.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah,
flying in the
that's
middle
a
of
problem.
the road, which is not really, it's not a full two-way road because sand and things have gotten into part of the road, so the road is smaller. So the truck now is running, it almost feels like it's driving in the middle of the road because there's not enough space for you to fully exist on that road. So either you slow down and move to the side a little bit out of the road, or you might get into trouble with some of those trucks. So it's just those things. Yeah.
But having that speed limit is faster, right? Because if all these problems you've talked about, if they want to start like executing or solving all these problems, it takes time. Like building the road, like because they have to destroy it before rebuilding and all these things takes time. So the fastest thing to do right now to reduce the rate is to pass that speed thing. You understand? Yeah. While they're trying to see how they're doing. So yeah, that was the sad news that took everybody by storm this morning. And just on the eve of Christmas.
I mean, so, it's crazy. Yeah. If anybody would have told him that you will not see Christmas this year, I'm like, 2021, we need to give it a medal.
Yeah.
The year it came strong.
It's not like it
became. If told him that you will not see Christmas this year, you will not believe.
Yeah, it's not like it didn't. It came with leisure, hardship. Maybe financially, though that's also something, but strategies this year were too much.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this year was kind of was really messed up when it came to strategies, and yeah, especially in Cameroon there. Though those things happen worldwide, but yeah, Cameroon also had its own share of it. Cameroonians were hit.
But, you know, when it happens worldwide, it just sounds like when we hear of Katrina, this tsunami, is just the news.
Yeah.
When it's happening in front of you and you're actually knowing people who are like, I was telling my brother that I was like the older we get, the more people we know who die. When I was young, I was not somebody who would die after like 5 years again. I'm not that person who died after 5 years again. But this year has been crazy. I mean, like, there was a time I had about 5 funerals to attend. People that you all know. People like this one's mother, this one's aunt. I mean, like people you know. About 5. And I was like, whoa.
The truth is, the age where we're at right now, the age we are at, like they always talk about this age, okay? 30s. That's the age where you witness life changing, like the reshufflement of generations and the rest. Like the older people, you start seeing them dying. And you see the kids which you saw when growing up, you see them becoming teenagers and all this thing. Like your 30s is the year which you see the world transform in front of you. That's where you know.
It's great.
That's why we are seeing all these things now. You see kids die and you see adults die. So you're in the middle and you can observe those two things. You understand? Yeah. You're in the middle and you see kids dying. Fhish is just a kid. I think it's 25 or something like that. Fhish is just a kid. So, and you see your aunts, your uncles, and your elder brothers, and all those people die too. You're just like in the middle. You're like, wow, that means you don't, you know, you don't. Yeah. So.
You know, there's that. I was also sitting to some older gentlemen the other day, and they were like, so you know, like we are sitting in a group, Because of the way I work, I usually find myself with way older people. And
Yeah.
you can be staying, I feel like 50 is really old.
Yeah.
And somebody is in his picture and it's feeling like life just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
because
in
he
your
has observed.
subconscious, you're just like, yeah. So we're talking, and one of the other guys is the two younger was like, yeah, 60 is like old. And one person was like in his late 50s was like, how can you say 60 is old? Because somebody died who they were like maybe in their 60s. And he was like,
Yeah.
anyway, the person was old. And I was like, how can you say the person is old? So if you see that kind of thing, when life instead starts, and I was like, So like when you feel like you are younger, that age is old. So he was telling us like he met one of his classmates that they used to be in primary school, and back then they were like, "Chai, 50 is really old." But both of them are now in their 50s, and he was like,
Yeah.
So they met and they were like, "How?" That in those days they used to think that 50 was old when they were in primary school. And we look at them now as if life is just starting. They are wearing their shorts and going to attack programs in class quarters, and I'm like, okay.
It's the same thing when Eddie Murphy was talking to Dave Chappelle. He told Dave Chappelle, Dave, I'm 60. I'm the same age Richard Pryor was. But we don't get old the way they got old in those days because I'm 60 now, but I look 40. Like, that's how it is. They say, I'm 60 now.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I'm 60.
It's crazy the kind of people in their 50s. And then there was Halle Berry is like, what? And I was like, Halle Berry?
Yeah, Halle Berry is, come on. Even Jennifer Lopez, all of them.
Yeah, I'm looking this lady's ages and I'm like, Anyway, no comment.
Yeah. Yeah, because like as time changes, it has to do with conditioning, diets, evolution in medicine, and all these things. It affects it. It changes genes and all those things. No. So yeah, guys. If you guys haven't streamed Fish's album, I Am Cameroon, like he even gave it the reason why he titled his album I'm Cameroon. That whole idea of mixing all Cameroon sounds and styles. That's why he titled this EP I'm Cameroon. So you guys can go stream Fish's EP I'm Cameroon, because most guys are just hearing about him now. Because to be very honest, these the highest I've seen so many people share him, like especially these A-list artists.
You always say this thing, but it's crazy,
like artists which are new that I don't think
you have died.
Yeah, they always say this thing, but because going through
everybody
Facebook,
on their statues, his videos, his songs, his things, it's
exactly.
Like, and I was like, why we not celebrate this guy? But that's just human.
Yeah, that's just human. Yeah, even upcoming artists are now doing covers on his beats now. Like I've seen about 3 already. Yeah.
Somebody was like, I beg, if people don't want my devil to come out and disturb me, promote me now that I'm alive. Don't promote me when I'm dead. If people promote me like this when I'm dead, I will come out and haunt you guys.
You see, so I saw A-list artists which I don't even think those were the kind of guys who thought Fish got to their radar, or maybe I see them posting his pic now talking about it. In my mind, me, hypocrite. In my mind, I'll just be like, okay, is this thing not PR, or do these guys actually know Fish that way, or felt this way, or passionate about him?
That's just human beings. I don't even feel like you might think it's PR, but even people who are not stars,
sometimes
they were never even bothered about him. They also do the same thing. So I just feel like it's just human beings.
Yeah.
But so, I also see like there's power in our togetherness.
Strategy.
Even people that you feel like Fish was not in their generation, they ask like, who is this Fishy? Let me see his picture. And I'm like, imagine if we can decide like, okay, that maybe I don't know what 365 days in a month. You say, okay, this day is going to be this man's day. We all push him like that. The next day is going to be this man's day. We all push him like that. The way he can be taking our artists or our celebrities to another level. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, in the world, right, the only thing that brings the human race together is strategy.
Yeah.
Think about it right from history, right from the beginning. Like, this guy, XXXTentacion, when he was in the USA, he used to have like problem getting into radio and all these places. But when he died, every radio station in the USA was playing his music and all this thing. Nipsey was underground. When he died, he became a legend. Yeah, you understand? So even back to the, let's just say, the First World War and Second World War, the thing that united the whole world and even created the UN and the EU, Hitler, strategy. They saw like this thing is bad. This strategy, if we don't come together and stop it, it will destroy all of us. Like tragedy, pain, hurt. That's what bring the human race together. That's what we are moved by. That's a motivational factor in life. When the 9/11 happened in the USA, you saw everybody, both white and black, came together for the first time.
Yeah.
Like after a long time, like they felt like, okay, we are under, like America felt like America as a nation is under attack. When before that,
Yeah.
America felt like there's Black Wall Street, there's this place, yeah, there's all these places are segregated and all that. But when that happened, the nationality and the country came together as one. So it's the same thing with Cameroon. A tragedy has happened. Everybody has come together to give their condolence and all that. But after 1 or 2 days, everybody, like a week, see, everybody will start going back to their regular habits, like the way they were.
Back to business.
You understand?
A week is even too much. It used to always shock me. I'm like, we are going to mourn and act like life is not going to go on without the person. But after a couple of days, you will not believe how people go back to enjoying their life.
Yeah, so that's the highest thing. So I'm on another hand, I'm not surprised that these guys are sharing it, or these guys are talking about it, or even people out of his generation are asking about him, because it's a tragedy. And kids around them are talking about it. Yeah.
As you mentioned this age, I don't know if I mentioned, there was a very good friend of mine died this year, and I was really broken here. You know, a friend who were out there in Europe hustling together, a very ambitious young man. We had all these plans of like, when we go back to Cameroon, you'll be in this sector, I'll be in this sector, then we are going to grow, then we are going to collaborate and do things. I mean, very ambitious. And he was actually in the banking sector, and then I'm in these other sectors, business kind of things, management projects and things. And it's not even, we don't even think that is a possibility.
That's the truth.
I remember the last conversation we had, we were talking like, let's just be putting our blocks together. When this older generation moves out, we are going to fully emerge. So we should be preparing our things on the ground now, knowing that, okay, things will change when a certain generation moves out of the way and things. And then this guy is promoted and sent. He was actually up north. He's promoted and sent down south. And I was like, okay, finally, I'm going to be able to visit you now, because when you're up north, I could visit and all of that. Plus, you have a promotion now. And not up to a month, huh? What am I talking? Yeah, a matter of weeks. Another friend calls me that, have you heard about what happened to this? It's a francophone, so his English was not good. So not exactly what he said, but what he said was not clear. That's what has happened. And you know, like when you are confused and you're like, let it be that it's a mistake. He's making a mistake because of English. And the more he was explaining, the more it was dawning on me like, whoa, this has really happened. So I went to Yaoundé, came back, went and spent some time with his mother. Friends also, friends with whom were in Cyprus, who are now in other European countries. I'm the only one who is here in Cameroon. So they contributed, and I went to the envelope to the family and things. And once I was there, because I've been discussing about, he was struggling to start a PhD thing in France, I think. And so his mom was telling me like just about a week ago, he had gotten the admission, they were trying to do whatever.
Yeah.
I started thinking to myself, like, at times, all these plans we make, we are really assuming that
nature will give us time to fulfill them.
And we are too certain, like,
we assume.
You know, like, I can just tell you, like, okay, next week we are going to do this. When I drive and go there, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
You are not even factoring that possibility that you might not be there. So once I came back, a couple of things which I had scheduled for years down, that's also what made me to like get into super busy mode, and 2022 to even be worse. Because a couple of the things I was like, okay, let me just close this year But
Mm.
a number of things that pushed to some years down, I was just like, man, I'm not pushing anything again. I might not do it as big as I want, but I'll just start
Yeah.
all my dreams and all things, all my visions, I'll just start putting them in small scale into reality rather than pushing things down the line of like, okay,
Mm.
I'll first do this after 2 years when this is this big, then I'll take this, then I'll do that. Nah, I'll just start building things towards the bigger things I want to get to, and hopefully it
Mm.
meets me along the way. But let me just start at least experiencing all of those small steps rather than
Mm.
pushing things down the line and then you don't get that, you never experience it. Because it's crazy. At times I think like, okay, even when it also crossed my mind and I was like, whoa. So, like somebody we were talking about things that will become, and I was like, so
Yeah.
if these things become, this person will not be here to see it. So one of the things I was
Exactly.
thinking about this person, I was like, so all of these things which we're talking about, he will never really even see it. He will just end in that imagination we're talking about. Like when it's in the imagination, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves that we believe that these things will happen,
Mm.
it's not as real as the person who gets to see it really happen. So I was just really thinking about the things and I was like, whoa, yeah. So
So
yeah, it's one of those things where it dawns on you like,
there's one thing which I saw. Actually, I read it. That is say, we human beings, right? The reason why we get hit so hard by death and tragedy is that we human beings, every creature on earth, we were made and born to die. Every human being is aware of that. Everything is
yeah,
aware of that. But there's something about us. We are the only creatures that were made and made aware that we were made to die. But
yeah,
we still live as if we are immortal. That's why
yeah,
when that aspect of death comes, it shocks everybody. Because the man quoted an example like in if you create something now, tell that thing you have this lifespan to live. The reaction and the things they think that thing will do, you will not believe because the thing knows after I'll die.
this is the time, yeah, yeah.
The
But I
thing will
think that's where
just
it's different with us though. We know we are going to die, but we don't know when we are going to die. So that's why we're always surprised when we die.
yeah, that's the truth. Yeah,
As you
I,
said,
I
if we
guess
knew
that's
when we're supposed to die, we'll schedule it like, okay, by 15 I should do this, by this I should do this, by this I should be rounding up, by this I should have written my last letter
the
and taken
truth
all my
is.
pictures.
Yeah, even using that logic, right? The truth is, we as human beings, okay, we debunk and we try to put that as an unknown factor because based on analytics, a human being lives for as after 70. That's bonus. So why don't we program our life years just to say, okay, I want to achieve this, because by 70, I know I'm in the bonus years. But human beings don't,
No, I think I've already programmed it like that though.
because most
Maybe
human beings,
for me, maybe I programmed even less.
you see, because most human beings, they just feel like, I'll get up to 100. I'll get up to this.
Nah.
But that's just us, man. That's just us. Like today, I was just after I
So
saw
for
that
me,
thing
I feel
happen.
like you cannot say because you have not gone through the death. But I feel like I'm more shocked, I'm more hit when other people die. I don't know if I'll be shocked when
That
I
is
die.
it. And nobody knows. You don't even know where you'll be when that
Yeah, that's
happens.
like I cannot say, but I just feel like
So when that thing
yeah,
happened, right? When that thing happened, because I've been experiencing people close to me dying right from primary school. One of my
yeah,
guys died in primary school. In secondary school, one died. In secondary school, not one, like a couple of them died. High school, one died. University, couple died. Right now, they are just falling like. So the thing is, when all these things happen, I tell because in life, like me in particular, I know most human beings have done that, right? They've planned that, okay, we have to do this in life, do this, plan this, I want to achieve this, I want to do this and do all this, right? But I just keep telling myself, yeah, that's what I've planned. But do you think these guys who've gone never had the same plans?
no
And what
plan.
if you don't, like, you keep procrastinating, pushing things behind when it's better to just have some of the things you actually know are within your reach or you are able to have now then start managing them. Then aim for the things which you think you need certain aspects of growth to achieve. You know, when that
Because
happens,
either way, it is those steps that will take you to that future. So rather than worrying so much about that future, you content yourself in those daily and weekly and monthly steps.
wins,
So still take you to that future if the time takes you there.
yeah, because I just felt that, just to be honest, it fucked my whole day up when that thing happened. Like my mind, I have a kind of mind that if I'm in a quiet room, it's just like there's a nation holding a conference in my brain. That's just I am.
Yeah.
I don't like silent, because when I'm silent, it's bad for my health. It's really dangerous for my health.
On the contrary, I like silence.
No, I hate silence. If I'm in
So
a
I
room that is
spend-
completely quiet.
You spend a shocking amount of time alone.
Yeah, I spend alone, but not silent though. There can be a podcast playing by the side while I'm working, or there can be music playing while I'm doing that. I just mean in a quiet environment. If everywhere is quiet,
Yeah.
I may go nuts, because my brain, the way it
mind
works,
starts-
my brain fucks me up a lot. So
I like my silence though. That's when I talk to myself the most.
mine, even if I have that thing, at least it keeps one part of my brain busy. So one part of the brain can talk to myself and compartmentalize other things and think, break down solutions, address problems. But if it is quiet, when I start talking to this side, the other side is idle, you'll jump into the conversation. And it may take me to places where I don't like to go. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
But so when one side is busy, I pick and choose when I need to. I pick and choose which side I wish to give that extra
Focus on.
activity, and pick the other side. But if everybody's idle, idleness is the devil's workshop. That's the thing. If everywhere is idle, you cannot address one person and the other person sit behind, just keep watching. Like, you say, boo, if I did for this side.
Because just like imagine like I'm here, I'm saying 2022 is I'm going to do this 2022, I'm going to
Same here, and I believe he had the same plans.
Maybe even bigger, because I always tell people like,
because I already told you guys, he said he's doing his album, and I believe he wanted to release it next year.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why I just said, all these producers, if you watch this, that's one of the goals which I believe I knew. The album, which is even something like a secret, that's one of the things he wanted to do. So if there's a way they can finish it up the way they finish somebody like Pop Smoke, DMX, or these guys' albums, just completely with features, he already has the hooks on them or the verses on them. Okay, we can pay for A-list features or like this top.
Yeah, and I feel now with what has happened, it will be easier to get bigger names on it because
so that's that's the thing I want to do. Even if it is to pay for the features, we can, or clear samples, or do samples and clear samples and all that. We can figure that one out. Let's just, at least that's a goal we knew, or that I knew. That's a goal we can, at least a 2022 plan. Yeah. But he had bigger things after that, so kind of messed up. So we've gone for 44 minutes, and I think we should call it a day here, because talking about this is us reminiscing or thinking about our humanity. And it's for a human being to think about that. That's not something a human being usually do.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. Like, most human beings don't sit and reflect on their humanity or their lifespan, or how fragile they as human beings are. So if you happen to stumble upon this video, like it. If this made you think about your own humanity, because this conversation is a fucked up conversation. Like, when you talk to yourself, it's kind of fucked up, and that's the highest times you get some realities that you don't want to accept. Yeah, that's the time. So if you watch this video, like it, subscribe to Molitown, subscribe to Chakara TV, because we'll be doing that on Monday. I believe Monday on Chakara TV will be more sunny, more vibrant than this gloomy conversation we've had today. you know. So thank you guys for watching. The ambassador, do you have any closing remarks?
Nah, I think I've said a couple of closing remarks within the conversation where I was just like, one, to us, man, we all
Yeah.
have these people around us that we can help out, try to pull them out of this, try to guide them into morale, and doing all this talk now, acting all caring and bothering now that they are gone.
Mhm.
To the people themselves, yeah, there's that feeling of, yeah, untouchable, invisible, and all of those things. But
Yeah.
we have seen, as I always say, we have seen greater, stronger, wiser men fall.
Mhm.
Nobody's too great to fall. Nobody's too strong to die. Yeah. So just be careful. You cannot be too careful, but at least know that you tried your best.
Yeah.
To be around and live your full potential.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's just that, huh?
Yeah. So that was another rendition